Good evening, everyone. So we're going to continue with our class with blessings, number 8, if I remember correctly. Right, good. We're going to continue. We have very interesting questions in this class. Toda rabah thank you very much to the Medina's family hosting this class. And may Hashem bless them with all the berachot in the Torah. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai. Eloheinu melech haolam, shehakol nihya b'dvaro. By the way, this Torah class is dedicated to the soul of Yosef ben Rahamim and Iran Kavosh. So we've learned last time that lemon is something you don't usually say beracha. People normally does not eat it unless you put some sugar on it and you eat it. Then the blessing is going to be Boreh Peri Ha'etz. Okay. In general, we've learned about blessing. We've learned, and I mentioned that every time. One must say thank you, todah, thanks to God. And the way we do that is with a blessing before we eat and after. So now one has a coconut and he wants to open it and drink the water in it. I don't know why people like it. I heard it has a lot of vitamins, yes or no, I'm not sure. I've tried it once, it's a little bit oily and I don't really like it very much. That's me. It has the taste of like wood, earthy like, I don't know, I don't like it. People get excited from it, but people drinks it. So the liquid inside the cocos, right? What's going to be the blessing? So obviously it's called the milk, right? Coconut milk. So the correct blessing for coconut water or coconut milk is shehakol nihya bidvaro. If someone wishes to eat the meat of the coconut and drink its water, he must recite the blessing of Boreh Peri Ha'etz first, and then he may do for the water later. But if he wants to do it at the same time, he says, "Oh, you know what? I'm going to take a bite from it and then drink." If you do Ha'etz, you cover for the water as well. Okay, it's always better to win more and more brachot, more and more blessings. So put it aside the liquid. Say bracha over the meat of the coconut, and 2 minutes later, say bracha over. Now you got 2 brachot in less than 3 minutes. We have to have 100 berachot blessings every day, anyways. Okay.
What do you say if you by mistake bless twice? There is something that you can say like to.
If you remember in the middle of the blessing, you already said the bracha. Let's say I took this coffee. I said shehakol nihya bidvaro. And then 5 minutes later, I take the cup and say Baruch atah Amonai, and I say Shem Shem. So I remember I already said the bracha. Okay, I need to finish with the words Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, Baruch Shem kavod malchuto leolam va'ed. I'm ending with Baruch Shem kavod malchuto leolam va'ed. So you don't finish the blessing, okay? Because you already said, and you cover it for all shehakol you have on the table. So it's going to be candy, ice cream, whatever, it's covered. It happens many times. During the meal, they say bracha twice.
But what's happening if you are like?
And it's another 3 words you're saying. For example, I took I don't know what's here. It's what is this? It's clementina, or you have grapes. So I start with the grapes, Boreh Peri Ha'etz. Then open the clementina. I forgot that I did the blessing. So I said Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu. Oh, I remember. I said Lamdeni chokecha. 2 words. Lamdeni chokecha. Baruch atah Hashem melech haolam. Lamdeni chokecha. And you finish in a different way. So you won't have to say the blessing again. Some people say, hold on, what's the big deal? You said 2 times the beracha. Let me say 10 times. No. There's order. There's blessing, shehakol. You don't mention Hashem's name in vain, ever.
Question.
It's not just, it's there and do whatever you like, everywhere. Go ahead.
What's happening if you pray Shmonai, and by mistake you like go in and repeat something and like you bless you
So in that case, you have to remember which blessing you did the last, and you start from there.
So you don't need to do anything.
You don't start it again. You stop, you think for a second, and you continue from where you remember was the last blessing. Okay? This is why our sage is teaching us one has to prepare himself before praying. One has to prepare himself before he says blessing over food. And I'll tell you why. The Hasidim Rishonim, the Talmud says in the Tractate of Brachot, they prepare themselves 1 hour before and 1 hour after. So they go to the mikveh and they did some, I want to say meditation, but they did Netilat Yadayim, they wash their hands and they concentrate, I'm about to daven before Hashem, and they did these psalms and this mizmor, and they prepared themselves. So they were focused. This kind of people, when they ask from Hashem something, Hashem is answering them, is listening to them. So you take me seriously, I'll take you seriously. But people say, it's going to be enough. If I remember, I'll do it. If I don't, do it twice, 3 times, no big deal. It's a big deal. Okay? So what do you do before you do beracha, a blessing over fruit, or any type of food? You think for a second, and you hold it in your right hand, and then say, hold on, this is come from tree, so the blessing is a etz, you concentrate, and then you say the bracha. Rarely you'll do mistakes. Some people, sometimes they take the food and say, Baruch Ata. They start to peel the clementina. That's not preparation. Or the pistachio. You can't say blessing when it's still in. Sometimes you say, Baruch Ata Hashem Baruch Ata. It doesn't open. And then you start your fight with it. You might break your tooth. Open it first. Hold it in your right hand. And say the blessing and eat it. Now we will see Be'ezrat Hashem in the future what happens. Let's say you said the beracha over a pistachio. You opened it and everything. Before you get the bite, it falls on the floor. You finish the blessing, and you have to eat, but it's not there. It's on the floor. You're looking for it. It takes 5, 6, 7 seconds. You didn't find it yet. What's going to be the case? To another one, to do another beracha. What about this one? Someone told me there's a 5-second rule. Yeah. 5-second rule. If it didn't, I don't know about that. Maybe it's true, maybe not. But
in Spanish they say.
We'll learn. We'll see. What they say. You know what? It's not far. It's not far from what it says in the Kabbalah. It says in the Kabbalah, any type of food that falls on the floor, don't eat it. The other force took his share. Leave it. Let him take it. How you say it in Spanish, remember?
Ya lo lambió el diablo.
Lalo limpió el diablo?
Ya lo lambió, like to lick it, el diablo.
Lalo limpió el diablo.
Like the devil.
Yeah, we always lick it, right? It's very interesting. You know, I've noticed that some Mexican customs close to things we do in Kabbalah. I'm not joking. And there is people there from Anusim. I'm telling you. I already, every once in a while I see another custom that it's close to. Okay, next one is something is very, I don't know how you guys call it, but in Hebrew we call it compote. It's not even a Hebrew word, but they call it compote. It's for cooked fruit. You know when they cook fruit?
Oh, yeah.
And they sometimes they put alcohol in it, sometimes without alcohol. Elote. So it's in Hebrew they call it compote. Mm-hmm. So the water, the liquid, is full with pieces of the fruit.
Yeah.
Now, it's not going to be shahakol or borei prei ha'etz because it's full of fruit. So the halacha says that the correct blessing for the broth, of cooked fruit is shehakol nihya bidvaro, even if the broth has absorbed the flavor of the fruit. This ruling applies as well to a liquid found in canned fruit, such as peaches and pineapple. People like to drink it. It's a lot of sugar, but it's good. If someone wishes to eat the cooked fruit and their broth, however, he must recite the blessing of borei prei ha'etz or adama, depends on what type of fruit he is eating it. Okay, so Ronen asked if it's mixed. Sometimes you have a cocktail, right?
Cucumber and watermelon.
You have cocktail of different type of fruit. One of them is pineapple, which is adama, and peaches, which is etz. So the best way is to take the etz first. It's a higher level of blessing. Say bracha. And take a piece from the adama, which is pineapple. Say the bracha over it. and then drink from it, another bracha. You got 3 brachot in 1 cup. That's the best way to go. Okay? Very easy to remember. Now, what do we say over coffee and tea? Some people are here drinking coffee 6-8 times a day. Coffee has some poison in it. That's why, by the way, the reason when you don't drink coffee, you have a headache, because your body is trying to get rid of this poison. It'll go away if you stop drinking caffeine or coffee at all. It'll go away within 3 to 7 days, because your body is clearing. And you're still going to have headaches, but it's going to go away eventually. But anyways, what's the blessing? The correct blessing for coffee is shehakol niya bidvaro. Likewise, if someone mixes coffee grounds with sugar and eats the mixture, he must first recite the blessing of shehakol niya bidvaro. In either case, if he mistakenly recited the blessing of borei priya etz, you do it for fruit juice, but coffee comes from fruit. The blessing is valid, and he must not recite the blessing of shehakol. Okay? I don't know why people would eat a coffee powder with sugar with a spoon. I don't know, but people do that. I don't know.
To not dilute it, maybe to get the strength.
Okay. Okay. You know canned sugar? I saw that people selling it in Mexico. I was in Mexico. They have a booth, kiosk, and they're selling it. Okay, so what's going to be the blessing for cane sugar? The blessing is cane. Borei priya etz. Whereas other rule that, okay, in practice that's what we do, but okay, it's...
Sugar cane, doesn't it grow from the ground though?
That's what exactly I'm asking. I asked him.
Yeah, it's alama, no?
Let me ask you a question. When you cut it, it grows back again? Maybe another branch from that root? Let's say a planet. Okay, let's say there's a field.
Mexico, when they have the sugar cane, they burn it. Sugar cane at a certain time of the year, they're burning it because they still have lots of sugar cane over there that they do every year. But I don't think it comes back again.
Okay, bottom line, the bottom line for the blessing over this is what some poskim hold. Bottom line, Chacham Ovadia paskin that the blessing should be she'akol niya bidvaro, and that's it. I don't know why they paskin that it has to be ha'etz. I guess it can grow from its roots. Maybe. Again, maybe it's not good quality. This is why they cut it.
It's like the banana.
Could be.
But the banana is what? That
Banana is adama.
Right?
Follow what's the nature of the tree.
Yeah.
If it produces new roots, and the old roots from the last season is dead, so it's going to be adama. But if on the same roots, growing every year, so it has to be. It's going to be eitz. But in banana, for example, they found out. Nevertheless, you see the outside, you see the tree trunk, but it's producing new roots. Yeah. So it has the status of vegetable.
Leaves all the time too, and
yeah.
It's very confusing because you think it's
okay, now there's something I love it very much, but it's kind of candy, but it's not. For what is that? Candy coated almonds, or not only almonds. They have also peanuts. No peanuts. What do you call it? No, M&Ms. Not peanuts.
Almonds. Yeah.
Almonds. Yeah.
Yeah. Cashew.
Oh, cashew. All these family. Okay.
And
is
pecans also.
Yeah. And so the blessing has to have, nuts that they actually fried it in honey and sugar. Nevertheless, they're cooking it with water. If they will mix it with water and cook it with water, it would have to be shakol. But now because they're frying it or they're baking it, right? With the honey and sugar, as it's elevating it, it's going to become ha'etz. It's going to be ha'etz.
Why?
If you eat it by itself, it's going to be ha'etz anyway. But now you see a candy, you see something that is sweet. You don't have really the nuts taste anymore, right? Mostly you feel the honey and the sweetness, right? So it's it's
Like
still
peanut
hold its
brittle?
status as a fruit tree.
Yeah.
You get the idea?
Something like
There is a height,
Like
remains
peanut
height,
brittle you're talking about?
something like
that.
that.
This is the granola bar, no?
No, it's more, well, kind of, but it's more like candy. It's hard.
You know the orange kumquat in Israel we call it a Japanese tapuzi yapani. Japanese,
Yellow
Orange.
yeah,
one.
yeah, not yellow. Maybe the yellow, the orange.
It's orange and
You
yellow.
eat it with its shell. You eat the shell too. It's unbelievable. Well, what's the blessing if you eat with the shell? Because normally you don't eat any orange with its shell. You peel it.
Still, but it's ice, so.
It's gonna be ice. The most is gonna
But
be
that
ice.
one has a peel like a,
Very thin. This
yeah,
one, kumquat,
little.
very
Oh,
thin.
yeah.
Great fruit.
It's unbelievable
Yeah,
when
it's
it's
really
when
good.
it's when it's really
Right.
ripe.
Yeah.
It's sweet. Otherwise, it's gonna be very
Yeah.
very
They make
sour.
also marmalade out of that. No?
Right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So.
I think we're gonna stop here for today. Okay, so let's do the next part.
It's very
Guys,
short.
we're gonna come back.
Very-
Bezat Hashem. So, on behalf of Ohev Israel Foundation, I want to thank you everyone for participating in this class. We're going to see you in Bezat Hashem 2-3 minutes, continuing with our class for the Orchot Tzadikim, the way of the Tzadikim, the righteous, and the gates. We're finishing Bezat Hashem today, the gates of envy. See you momentarily.